Hello everyone, my name is Hristi Wilbur and this is the second optical illusion in 𝐄𝐒𝐏𝐀ñ𝐎𝐋 project that I want to explain to you and share with you. So that was the first one. I'm still working on finishing the coloring, but that's the first project that we did. It's the spheres and the little red person there. And the second one that we're gonna do is gonna be more geometric, with more straight lines, but again, I'm gonna try to work only with my hand, do all the lines with my hand, and the only thing that I'm gonna use my ruler for is going to be to make the frame for my design. Like I told you in the first video, I will try to make all my optical illusions the same size. So at one point I will have 4, 8 or even 12 of them done in the same style and in the same color scheme. And after that I can put them together and make a big poster with all of them. So this work is going to start the same way as the other one. I'm going to connect the two diagonals. I'll find where the center of my 8x8 square is, and that's the place where I'm going to start building my design. It's so much easier to draw on a table, but for the purposes of making the video, it's gonna be easier to do it like this. So first I'm gonna make one square, and this square is gonna have depth, so there is another square right around here. And I will do this 3 or 4 times depending on how much space I will have. And the lines are gonna get a little thicker further out I go. The space between the two lines is gonna get bigger and bigger. A little bit of so that's the third one. You can do it one next to each other. You can do the two lines together, or you can do one whole square and after that the other. It's up to you how you approach that. It needs a little straightening up, and maybe I'll have one more line here, so the outside line is gonna act as one of my squares. After I'm done with this part, I will erase these lines because they're supporting lines. And I will have 3 squares going in different directions. So I'll have one really big one right here. Oh, it looks more like a rectangle than a square. That's fine. Doesn't need to be a perfect square. Here there's gonna be another one, and here I'll place the third one. Optical illusions are about precision, so if you see lines that you don't like, if they're not straight enough, it's good to clean it up and and make it straight at the same time as soon as you see that it doesn't look good. Once you're done with this, now we're going to start very precisely separating the what's going to be white and what's going to be dark. So I'm going to start from here, and let's say right here this area is going to be black, and the logic is that anything that's inside of these squares or rectangles is opposite. So here this line is dark, this line is gonna be light, and right this space is gonna be dark. I need to have my piece of paper right here so I don't mess up the other part. And here again, this is light, but this is dark. I'll just mark what's light and what's dark, and I will go later and make everything more clean, the lines more clean and the inside better colored. So here, this is light, this is dark. This is light, this is dark. And maybe I'll finish here. This corner. Clean up the spaces inside. I really like to work with black and white, but of course you can use any colors that you like. As soon as one of them is really dark, the other one is really light. Optical illusions are usually made for two different purposes. One is vector art. A lot of digital artists are creating optical illusions. And the other one is quilters. Quilters create all kinds of optical illusions because they very often work with simple geometric shapes. So that allows them to do very intricate optical illusions in their quilting art. So it already starts to take shape, the design starts to take shape already. It just takes quite a bit of thinking which one is gonna be light, which one is gonna be dark. And the logic is that is inside of these three rectangles or squares, the coloring is opposite than the rest. So here, everything that's dark is gonna be light here and opposite. here I have this little tiny space that should be light. Up here, it's a little triangle. Unlike the first project that I did for you guys, we had a lot of shading there and dimensional feel. Here, this one is a little bit more simple, and the only thing that we have to do is continue coloring inside all these spaces and try to make our lines as straight as possible. So I'm doing all my optical illusions with black color pencil, but like I said before, you can use markers or Sharpies, even crayons, any material that works for you. You can even watercolor them if you want to. It's just gonna be having completely different feel. I'm not gonna have the time to do the entire design, but once you get the idea, you will be able obviously to finish the whole thing. And here I'm almost done with my work. It just needs to be some of the edges need to be cleaned up a little bit here. I really like contrast, so I'll try to go really dark inside of the black areas and clean really well the white areas. And that's how you continue building till you're done with all the coloring. Okay, these are the basics, so from here on you just continue coloring. And I want to show you how I did my little 𝐄𝐒𝐏𝐻 little design. 𝐄𝐒𝐏𝐻 inspired person. So I just put tape on him for temporary because I wasn't sure where I exactly want him to be. So maybe he can be here or over there. I'm still not completely sure where I want him to be. And you can of course play with the size of the figure. It can be really tiny or it can be really big. It can get out of the square if you want to. It's up to you how you're gonna do this. So I always start with the head and I go up and make the hands. This particular guy looks like he's jumping out of parachute, and I think that's especially cool when you have this particular optical illusion. So you do your outline first, you color inside whichever color you want. In my opinion, it's gonna work best if the person is completely different than the colors that you do inside of your optical illusion. Let's say I'm working monochromatic, I do only black and white, and that's why I like my 𝐄𝐒𝐏𝐻 inspired people to be very bright and colorful. But if I was working, let's say, with orange and purple, I would like my person to be white or pure black, just to be contrasting with the design. I really like to color with color pencils, so that's why I'm doing this with color pencils, but again, you can do any material you want. Everything that works good on paper is gonna be fine. I'll cut it out. And as a final step, maybe I'll use my Sharpie and I will make darker edge along the whole figure. To really follow 𝐄𝐒𝐏𝐻's lead, because he always has very, very strong dark outlines around his figures. And as soon as you're done with this step, you can start figuring out where exactly you want the figure to be. So I'll put a little tape on the back and start playing around till I find the best spot for the figure. I still think that right here is gonna be the coolest place for him to be, kind of upside down. Okay, that's my second video on 𝐄𝐒𝐏𝐻 and optical illusions. See you later. Bye.